Yeah, it's way dark in this place, isn't it? Right now it's 6:44 in the evening. It's still the 15th or 16th. I lost track of the date here. It's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday, and yeah, I'm doing the little earbud shit here. It's hot as hell out here. The Weaver John C. of the roasted and broiled and broasted Rosamond, California. Yeah, I know it's totally dark, and I'm trying to save money on the power. It's so damn hot out there. I'm trying to utilize indirect lighting from the windows right now. That's why you can't see it as much. Sorry. Of course, you probably would think, why don't you just turn on a light switch? Oh, yeah, I would be. I would be doing that too. But I just wanted to keep you guys apprised. If you guys aren't already being cooked alive, you know, I've said a lot of things and I put them on the wind logs. Some people aren't comfortable or usable or used to the wind logs. It's only when I really get lazy about the damn thing, and I'll try to relabel them when I can. Uh, as for doing the Diary of the Griever named John Weaver, which would be me, yeah, I got triggered. I got triggered a great deal of a few things here and there, and I'm still going through the grieving process. It's a long journey on this damn thing, I'll tell you that much. Too many of the memes and postings on social media, primarily the Facebook, the zeros and ones, have got me locked into it. And also because I locked in myself into the English literature pages, it's now starting to spout off that stuff as well. Well, it's interesting, eclectic. I mean, some history, some political. Now we got the English literature. Now we got grieving. We still got science fiction, and maybe there's buried somewhere in there personal stuff. Oh, how about video games? We can do that too. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, just about a few minutes ago, I finally cracked open the door after a few hours, almost 6. And I know my dog wanted to go outside to do her business. The reason why I have blue pads all over the place is if she's going to do her business on the floor, if she does them on the pad, no problem. I can clean the thing up, no issues. I don't want her to get roasted out there. I don't want to get roasted myself out there because it's hot as hell. And then people say, well, this isn't hot as hell, this is cold. Well, you must be in a different environment or lived in a different environment as I have, because this is hot for us Californians. And us saying these kind of temperatures rising into triples on almost on a constant basis during the summertime. Yeah. They'll say, well, it's not global warming, but it's global warming. If the world's temperature has risen about a couple of degrees, then we're really screwed, because now we got the melting of the ice caps, the evaporation of the water into the atmosphere to where it's going to be covering us up a great deal. If we're not evaporating the water right now, we're going to be getting rid of it one way or another. And maybe having heavier thunderstorms to boot, maybe a hurricane or two. These days, if the water gets that warm out here, you know what drives me crazy at this point over here is studying meteorology, studying a bit of science, and looking at certain stuff. I know the East Coast and the Southwest are going to get drowned, one way or another. But what would terrify me more is if we happen to get into that kind of pattern out here in the Southland. Hurricanes usually go all the way up to the Mexican uh, area of the country. In that section of the Pacific waters, they'll be running into cold waters. Now, what happens if some of those cold waters that we get from the Alaskan area turn out to be warmer than usual? This would mean we would be drawing upon warmer waters and increasing the chance of we're going to have major storm activity out here. I can tell you that major winds are a problem because our architecture that we've been, you know, changing up the standards left and right had been increasing for earthquake standards, but not for wind. I remember when we had the El Nino and the La Nina going on back in the 70s and 80s going on during that time. And I know we had smoggy days left and right, but when we started having heavy duty winds coming through, yeah, we had air to breathe, but the problem is we also have particulates in the air, and those are not very satisfying. Not to mention we had heavy duty winds and high surf that was devastating the coastline. Especially when we had the piers out there for people to enjoy, and they damn near got destroyed because of the because of the high wave activity that we've had, driven by the high winds and the ocean currents being warmer than usual. Given the warm area of warmth coming up from the south, colliding with the colder air masses, you would think we would have some kind of instability enough to cause heavy duty storm damage. During the summer times, when we actually do get instability in the atmosphere, we would have thunderstorm activity. I'm worried more about the brush fires or scrub fires, as I call them, because there would be lightning strikes and we would have a potential fire hazard out here in the desert. Anywhere and everywhere in the desert. We're not situated for the winds, but we do have high winds all the time, 20 to 30 miles. I keep looking at them as your summer breezes. When they get about 40 to 50, I don't know, we got a slight problem. We're talking about 60, I know we really got a problem. We don't have the high rises, but we do have cell towers and we do have other towers. That's what concerns me. Now the fans, the wind farms that we have in the mountain regions, collecting all the wind. Problem is, when we drop, they're dead. I mean, it's good when we get the winds, but when we don't get the winds, it doesn't happen. There goes our energy cost. We have solar. We have solar panels. Different people, actually, others have complained about the solar panels because they're destroying the natural beauty of the desert. Well, at this point, there'll be energy collectors. If we can collect enough energy, maybe we can last a day or two with the air conditioning. And if not, screw it on that one. We're still dependent upon Edison Company out here. We all have to deal with Edison. And if they're not pulling enough power from other places, we're really going to be in short supply. There have been, when we actually had hot days like this, we had brownouts. And this would scare the hell out of people left and right, including me. You're totally dependent upon air conditioning, and your body is not able to tolerate the hot, humid conditions, and I'm sure as hell not. That's why I don't go traveling out. If I wanted to go see something, I'll do it on the internet. Because I am not built for going outside and getting myself exposed to that much heat and that much humidity. I'd seen how my family reacts to it when they were alive. I'd seen how to deal with it. Well, I had to trap herself inside the house, and we had to deal with high energy costs. Especially when she had her bedroom the coldest spot. We could have maybe 80 degrees in the other portions of different houses, but Ma's bedroom had to be the coldest because she could not deal with the heat. The older she gets, the more intolerant that her body is. There are certain levels that I've discovered in my lifetime that certain age brackets, if I am hydrated enough, I can try dealing with it. keep telling you to take salt pills because of the hydration. The salt pills would keep the moisture from evaporating from you, but there's always a risk on those things. Cardiovascular issues. So it's either I eat salty peanuts, but I'm trying to balance that out with bananas. Bananas have the potassium. Maybe I can have a peanut butter banana sandwich. I mean, that would balance it out, wouldn't it? A few slices? No, I just eat the whole banana. So I'm worried about that. I'm also worried about how my dog's going to be dealing with the heat. My refrigerator is working to a point where I'm putting cold water into the bottom of the refrigerator in a pan, and maybe several hours I've got an ice cube. And that way I'm able to use some of the water in the ice to help with my mama. You know, have a towel dunked into it, put her on her head, and just to make sure that she's all right. I had to do the same thing myself a long time ago. I still have to do it for myself on some occasions. It's not exactly the easiest way to deal with the heat and humidity. But this is the West Coast way of trying to deal with it. I know almost absolutely nothing on how people are dealing with it on the Southeast Coast. The southeast portion of the country would have to deal with the constant heat and the constant humidity on some occasions. And they'd freak every time it starts dropping down to 60 or 70. I'm like, you kidding me? That's a short sleeve, short pants weather. I'd deal with it. I make fun of the people over there. I can't keep doing that. They're dealing with a hell of a lot of things than what we are dealing with right now. Not just talking about politics. Politics has a way of screwing things up left and right. I haven't been keeping up with the politics, at least not today. It's just a weekend. Monday we'll be coming back with another guy from Oregon to do another job in this place, and I got to make sure this place is ready, at least on Monday. I have several jugs that still need to be filled up with tap water, and I can filter them out with a Brita system. I don't hook it up to the damn faucet. I just got a tank because I still need the cold water inside the refrigerator. So I'll do it the hard way. A way for me to beat the heat. And yeah, it'd be nice to go out and enjoy a restaurant, or actually fast food, or even go to a fast food joint and get some ice cream. I'll have to brave the heat. Not during the daytime, not during the nighttime. Early morning hours when it starts. As soon as the sun is rising up, I can already feel the cold chill dissipating like crazy. Grab an empty water bottle, throw it into my basket, actually into my bag, fill the thing up when I can, and then get the hell over to the mini mart, grab the stuff I need, and get the hell back, all within a half an hour. Because during that time, I'll be huffing and puffing it and melting like crazy. And during that time, my dog will be screaming and yelling at me, saying, I want to go out, I still want to go out, I still want to go out. Just let you out about a half an hour ago. I want to go out. And early in the morning hours, I'll be able to walk her a little bit. But when the heat starts calling about 90s, and it's only about 9 o'clock, then I know we're really in trouble. What gets to me is how much Gatorade powder I'm going through these days. I mean, you're talking about hydration. I mean, I got the Brita water system. I can get cold water into my bottles. I'll show you something. This is the water, and I can tell you, because of the nozzle. It's a short nozzle. If it's a bigger nozzle, then I know it's the Gatorade. And I still have to clean these things out on a constant basis. Got those scoops in those big containers. Show you something. It's going to be an empty container, but I still want to show you something anyway. I get up my dead ass. Okay, try imagine going through about 2 or 3 weeks on these things. This is. Where's the lettering on this damn thing? Oh, okay. This is 4 pounds, 12 ounces. Good storage container, too. But, in this, it makes a lot of gallons. The weight of the powder is theoretically up to 4 pounds and 12 ounces. But there's a lot of usage out of this damn thing. About 3, maybe 4 if I stretch it out right. Three or 4 weeks. Not months. Because at this rate, I'm already into the other container that I already got. Not to mention I got a container that's got maybe a lot less powder, but fruit punch I can use for a different bottle. And I have to use it on a constant basis, sucking it down. There used to be a time when there's sodas to be used. You know, you drink a soda, you drink a soda, you drink a soda. I'd see my brother drink a lot of sodas back in the past, and we did that. We did the ice sodas like crazy. We go to different restaurants, delis, and different places like that. Get our bottles, you know, get more ice cold stuff. While we're traveling in the hot days of the San Fernando Valley, a long time ago. Well, when we got landlocked, so to speak, without transportation, my brother would tell me to get about a 12 pack if we could afford it. And he'd go through it. Sometimes he'd sip it, or sometimes he'd guzzle the damn thing. And if we had ice cubes still being made, he'd be using it left and right. Mostly he'd be doing the water, because when it gets hot in this place and the air conditioner was barely working, that's what we had to do. We have to do stuff that we don't like to do, but you know, this is how it is. I just wanted to get this on record that in hot days, it's still getting to me. A long while ago, I wasn't driving myself this crazy until I kept seeing the damn energy bills because of the heat. Heat keeps increasing, the energy bills keep rising because of how much usage I can use out of the air conditioning at this point. And that thing's going to be needing to get more Freon filled into it. As long as I keep there's a certain level of temperature, then maybe I'm okay. I have to get used to 75 instead of 72. Believe me, there's a difference between 75 and 72. 72 is definitely the optimal cold stop. I can actually deal and breathe, but I can still sweat in my t-shirts when I'm sleeping. We're talking about 75. I can barely sleep, but I'll sleep anyway. We're talking about 80, 85. Forget it. My body is so damn accustomed to the 70s. It's not even funny. Well, we're talking about late 70s to early 80s to late 80s. I know I am going to be feeling it because the disorientation happens. Not knowing where the hell I am. And I would need to sit down and keep drinking liquid. And then find the bed and lay down. And just lay there until the disorientation leaves. And if I'm allowed to sleep, then I'll sleep. And I'll wake up maybe about an hour and a half, and I've already got about a gallon worth of sweat going through my sweat clothes. I used to like wearing short pants, but these days, I fry more easily. Has to be sunscreen or long sleeve shirts. Now, some people can actually wear a hoodie in this kind of style, but I know that's going to be hot and sweaty and stinks like crazy. You use the sweats, especially when you perspire, and the liquid probably, if it doesn't evaporate, will keep you cool enough to a point. And after that, you're going to be dying of prostration. That's why you have to keep pumping in the liquid. Hell of a way for me to deal with the heat. Hell of a way for me to deal with the summertime right now. But this is how it is. So, we're we're going to be clicking off at this point over here. I'm hoping that you guys will be alright. Yeah, that's the earbuds. They're blinking. Oh, God, I hate this. All right. Give me the frickin' give me the winter. I'll deal with the winter cold. I don't care whether my body doesn't like it. I'll deal with the winter cold. At least I can warm up. I can layer up. No problem. But when it comes down for the summertime, forget it. I'm going to melt. I already am melting right now. And no, I'm not having it either. Ah, I hate this. If we can get this damn thing to work here.